Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Incurred D. This is my contact as usual. And now I'm going to present you the multiple choices, questions and answers of basic accounting. Is the next is the following of the last one. Let's start with the first question. An accounting system is used by a business to analyze transactions, to handle routine bookkeeping tasks, to classify and summarize financial information. All of these above three are used by accounting systems by businesses. The assets which have a limited useful life are termed as depreciable asset. Next, accountants cover which of the following areas: bookkeeping, accounting, and auditing. All of these will be covered by accountants. Next, if a business pay rent in advance for 12 months, it will be treated as prepaid expenses for businesses because it is an expense that you pay before you consume it. That expense is treated as prepaid, and it is an income for, or it is an asset for the businesses, not a liability. Yeah, it is an asset, but not fixed one. It's a prepaid expenses of businesses. Fifth question: which of the following transactions have no effect on stockholders' equity? Purchase of land on credit. Purchase of land on credit didn't affect the equity of stockholders or the equity of the business, because as it is stated is on credit, means that there is no cash which are out in the businesses. It will affect the equity when you pay that credit. Next, which of the following account balances is shown on credit side of trial balances? It is assumed that all account balances are shown on normal balance. Yeah, capital account is the only one account which is shown on credit side of a trial balance. Cash account, furniture account, vehicle account are shown on the debit side of a TB. Next, if you start with cash book balance, debit balance, which of the following items will be deducted in bank reconciliation statement? Any check drawn to creditors but not paid by bank. This is first you have to know how to prepare bank reconciliation. When we prepare bank reconciliation and we start with a balances of the cash book, any check drawn to creditors means that check are unpresented. We draw a check to creditors and the creditors didn't go to the bank for withdrawal. In this case, when we are preparing bank reconciliation, this check have been deducted from from that balance of cash book. The cost of moving plant and machinery to a new site will be treated as a revenue expenditure. Yeah, because we are moving plant and machinery to a new site, is treated as revenue expenses. Which of the following is not true about capital expenditure? reduce the profit of the concern. This is not true. But capital expenditure, create future benefits, yes. Incurred, to acquire fixed asset, yes. And the incurred, to increase the economic life of existing fixed asset, yes. These first three statements about capital expenditure are true, but the fourth one is not true. It doesn't reduce the profit of the concern. Next question. If cost of machine is 400,000, useful life is 5 years, residual value is 25,000, the depreciation of the machine per year using straight line method is. Here you have to calculate the depreciations of that machine using the straight line method. As we know, there is more method used in calculations of depreciation. By using straight line method, you have to take the cost of asset, which is 400,000, minus residual values of 25,000, divided by useful life, which is 5 years, and we get 75,000, which is the correct answer for this question. Question 11. Cost of asset is 100,000. Useful life is 5 years. Depreciation for each year is 15,000. Sales price after 5 years is 50,000. Book values of asset after 5 years is, you have to calculate book value, and the book value is calculated as, now is how to calculate. This is the calculations of depreciation using the reducing balance or book value method, where we, for the first year, how to take cost of, this is a working I have showed here, how to take for the first year 100, which is the cost of that asset, minus residual, minus minus 50,000, which is the depreciation for the each year, and we get 85. This is the book value for the first year, and it is the cost or book value for the second year, and minus 15,000, which is a depreciation for each year. From first year to fifth year, the depreciation is the same, which is 15,000. And for the third year, we have to take this book value and come here, minus depreciation, we get this. This is the book value for the fourth year, minus depreciation, come 40. And it is the book value for fifth year, minus depreciation, which is 15,000, and we get the book value for the fifth year, which is 25,000, and this is the right answer for this. Now, 12th question. A decrease in values of a fixed asset due to age wear and tear is known as depreciation, while accumulated depreciation is the accumulations of depreciation from the first year to the current year. Those accumulation of those combinations of those depreciations from different years are called the accumulated depreciation, where appreciation is the increase of values of non-current or fixed asset, where written down value is the cost of fixed asset minus accumulated depreciation, and we come back with writing down value. Next, In balance sheets, fixed assets are shown at writing down value. We have to write or to show the fixed asset in the balance sheet at writing down value. Next, in cost of goods sold statement, the cost of material consumed is equal to opening raw materials inventory plus purchases minus closing or ending material inventory. This is how to calculate cost of goods sold statement. While the remaining three are not or are incorrect. A particular direct material cost is 80,000, direct labor cost is 50,000, manufacturing overhead costs is 60,000, and prime cost will be direct material plus direct labor, which is direct material is 80,000 plus 50,000, and you come back with prime cost, which is 150 and 30,000. While it is manufacturing overhead, when we add this manufacturing overhead, we come with total production costs. If the sales is 95,000, sales are 200,000, and operating expenses are 100,000. What will be the net result? Net result will be, you have to take 200 of sales, 200,000, and minus costs of sales of 95,000, and minus also 100 of operating expenses, and we remain with 5,000 a profit. Which of the following account balances will be shown on the debit side of trial balances if it is assumed that all account balances are shown on normal balances? Cash balance will be on the debit side, furniture account will be shown on debit side, vehicle account also will be shown on the debit side of trial balance. Means that all of the given option will be shown on the debit side of trial balance. The return of good by a customer should be debited to sales return account. Which of the following account will be credited in the book of ABC Company Limited if furniture is purchased on cash? If furniture is purchased on cash, we have to credit our cash account. Means that our cash will be reduced and the cash account will be reduced by crediting it. Okay. Which of the following account will be credited if Mr. A started a business with cash 2 million? This is a capital that Mr. A will start with, and a capital will be credited when we start with a business. Yeah, because we have asked the account which will be credited. If we assume we should be asked the account which is debited, it is a cash account here. If here it is asked no, it is asked the account which will be debited, it will be cash account. Which of the following journal entry will be recorded if the goods are sold on credit to Mr. B? if the journal entry will be recorded if the goods are sold on credit to Mr. B. If goods are B, we have to debit this is a sales on credit. If we sales on credit, have to debit a debtors and credit sales account. A debtors is Mr. B. For the first Mr. B account, receivable account will be debited and credit sales account. This is even if I didn't highlight the option, but the option is that one. Let me question 22nd. Which of the following is not an items of balance sheet? Sales revenue is not an items of balance sheet, is an items of profit and loss account, while account receivable, account payable, and marketable security both will be an items of balance sheets. An account receivable and inventory are an example of current asset. This is the current asset. Which of the following shows summary of a company's financial positioning at a specific date? Is a balance sheet. Balance sheet will show us the financial positioning of a company, while a profit and loss account will show us financial performance, and the cash flow statement will show us cash balance, while the income and expenditure account will show us revenue and expenditure of a company. Which of the following summarizes the cash movement during the specified period? Is a receipt and expenditure account. This account will show us the movement, summaries of movement of cash. Which of the following financial statements summarize the profitabilities of an organization for a particular period? Is a trading and profit and loss account. This account will show us the summarizes the profitability of an organization. In an account, if credit side is less than debit side, then the balance is known as a debit balance, because we have a debit balance which is more than a credit side. Means that a balance is in the credit side and become a debit balance. Which of the following is correct about the following recording, the flow of recording a transaction? When you are recording a transaction, we start with occurrence of an event. First of all, an event should be occurred. Then a voucher, which is the primal entry or original entry. Then we record on journal, and journal is a double entry. And after recording on journal, we have to transfer to the ledger. And to tell me the ledger is also called T account, and the balances on the T account will be transferred to trail balance, and then the summarized trail balance will be give us or will help us to prepare profit and loss account and the balance sheets. This is the flow of recording a transactions. Which of the following is used to record financial transaction in chronological day-to-day order? Is a general journal. When a liability is reduced or decreased, it is recorded on the right or debit side of the account, because it is a liability. It increases while when it is increases, will be recorded on the left or credit side of the account. And when it is decreased, it will be recorded on the right or debit side of the account. What is the nature of an expenses account? An expenses account will be, it has a debit nature. Yeah. And the asset will have a debit nature, while the capital, revenue, liability will have a credit nature. Economic resources owned by a businesses and expected to benefit for the future operations are called asset. Asset totals is 50,000. Liability is 10,000. What is the equity of the businesses? As usual, asset is equal to capital plus liability or equity plus liability as accounting equation state. And here we have a total asset and we have liability. Equity will be total asset minus liability, which is 50,000 minus 10,000, and you get 40,000. An expense is incurred by the businesses for the purchase of land and building is an example of capital expenditure. As building and land will provide or will benefit the businesses for the future long period, and that kind of expenditure is capital expenditure. While revenue expenditure is for the expenditure which will benefit the company only for one financial year. Which of the following is non-profit organization? Non-profit organization is trust. As the definition says, a non-profit organization is an organization which is established by not with the objectives of profit oriented, while sole proprietorship is a business oriented, partnership is a business oriented, limited company is a business oriented. Only a non-profit organization here is a trust or charity, etc., and so on. The areas of accounting concerned with reporting financial information to the interested party is called financial accounting. Financial accounting is concerned with reporting financial information to the interested parties. Opening, writing down values of machine is 100,000. Cost of new machine purchased during the year is 50,000. Depreciation during the year is 21,000. Closing, writing down value is closing, writing down value here. We have to take opening, writing down value plus a new asset or new machine acquired during the year minus depreciation during the year. Here you have to take 100,000 plus new machine acquired plus 50,000, and you get 150,000 minus depreciations of the year 21,000, and we remain with 129,000 is closing writing down value. Find out the missing value of an accounting equation with the help of given data. Owner's equity is 22,500. Total liability is 80,385. Cash in hand is 1,000, and cash at bank is 2,000. debtor is 500. And as we know, accounting equation is state that total asset is equal to capital plus liability. And we are here to find out the missing figure. Total asset here have to trace the asset here. Asset is the cash in hands, which is 1,000, and the cash at bank of 2,000. Debtors of 500 is only that. And the summations of this is 3,500. And the equity here is 22,500. Liability is equal to 80,385. The equity plus liability is equal to 22,500 plus 80,385 is equal to 102,885, and we less the asset we have 3,500, and we have a gap of asset of 99,385, which will be another asset that we need, so that total asset will be 102,885, and will equal to capital of 22,800 plus liability of 80,385. Bank reconciliation statement is prepared by an accountant of the business. Bank reconciliation statement is a memorandum statement or is an agreement statement, because it is a statement that agrees that balance at our cash book or balance at our book is equal to the balance of the bank statement at the bank. Is a reconciliation here. Expenditure incurred annually on renewal of patent are known as revenue expenditure. As I have said above on the other question, expenditure incurred for the benefits which will last only for one financial year, that kind of expenditure is a revenue expenditure. While expenditure that we have incurred for generating an asset that will benefit the business for long term is called capital expenditure. Here, cost of asset here is 100,000. Life of asset is 5 years. Depreciation for the year is 5,000. Sales price after 5 years is 50,000. Writing down the values of asset on 5th year is 75,000. Profit or loss on disposal of fixed asset is. We are asked to find out the profit or loss on disposal. As we know, we have to know how to calculate the disposal account. Disposal account is equal to, on the debit side, we have to insert the balance of the cost of asset, which is 100,000, and on credit side we have a depreciation, which is here you have a depreciation of the 5 year. We have a depreciation of 5,000 each year, and you have a 5 year. means that total depreciation or accumulated depreciation is 5,000 times 5, which is equal to 25,000. And as sales proceed, sales of that asset after 5 years is 15,000. This also sales proceed will be on the credit side of disposal account, 15,000. And we writing down the value of writing down the value of asset on 5th year, that amount will not be appeared on our disposal account. We have to balance. We have 100,000 on the debit side, and you have to, if the balance is on credit, means that is a loss. With a loss where we have 100,000 minus 25 of accumulated depreciation and minus 15,000 of sales proceed, and we remain with a loss of 60,000. Which of the following account will be credited when the goods are purchased on cash? As it is a cash purchase, how to debit cash account. When it is a credit purchase, we have to debit purchase account. And stock account doesn't exist. Never stock account exists. Instead of saying is a stock account when we buy or when we purchase inventory, we use a purchase account instead of stock account. If the cost of sales is 60,000, sales are 95,000, and operating expenses are 20,000 during the year, what would be the values of gross profit? As we know, gross profit is equal to sales minus cost of sales, and that operating expenses will not be used in that. In our case, how to take sales of 95,000 minus cost of sales of 60,000, and remaining with 35 as gross profit. If the cost of sales is 60, it is the same as the last one, but here we are asked to calculate the net profit. Here, net profit, you have to take cost sales of 95,000 minus cost of sales of 60,000, and you get gross profit of 35,000, and also we raise operating expenses of 20,000, and we remain with net profit of 15,000. Which of the following account balance will be shown on the debit side of true balance if it is assumed that all account balances are shown on normal balance? Only cash account will be shown on the debit side of true balance. Capital account, sundry creditors account, and account payable account, all those accounts will be shown on the credit side of a true balance. The amount of salary paid to Mr. Sohel should be debited to salary account. And when we are going to pay either with cash, in that case, that amount will be credited on the salary, the cash account. Which of the following account will be credited if business is bought good on credit from Mr. Ali? Account which will be credited is Mr. Ali account as a creditors or as a supplier. And as we know, creditors account will be debited in that case, and we have made a purchase, we have to debit purchase account and credit Mr. R account. The unfavorable balances of profit and loss account should be subtracted from capital. In that case, unfavorable balances of profit and loss account, as a profit and loss account statement show us profit or loss. If it is an unfavorable balance, it means that it is a loss. And if we get a loss, that loss will be subtracted from our equity or our capital. Which of the following is not an example of current asset? Bank overdraft. Bank overdraft is a current liability, not a current asset. Account receivable is a current asset, not receivable is a current asset. Prepaid expenses also is a current asset. Thank you for watching. This is the end of my presentation of today. Let me meet next time, and hopefully get on time and read and understand. If you have any question, don't hesitate to ask me. From the start, from the first slide, there is my contact. Call me anytime. I will give you more explanation whenever and whatever you want. Thank you. Goodbye.